All right, let's tackle problem 8. I'm now at home, as you can see, so if the dog pops up here and there, sorry. So looking at number 8, we have to figure out who the population is. Well, the population is who we care to learn about in this study as a whole. So here it talks about college students and wanting to learn about college students. So the population is going to be all college students. Now, we know that that would take a lot of time and a lot of money in order to get in touch with all college students. And odds are we still couldn't even do it. We'd have to go knocking on dorm room doors, go find people at their houses. Like, that would be wild. So how do we study college students without getting in touch with all of them? Well, we take a sample. So a sample is where you find part of the population, survey them, and then use what they told you to make assumptions about the whole group, all college students, about the population. So the sample here was the 40 students at this college. So I should have given you like a college name, at least a reference, but I didn't. All right, what sampling method was used? So in this situation, the instructor approached students outside of their office. So they just got up off their desk, went outside their office, and asked people who were walking by, who happened to be right by their office. And if we're at a bigger college where there's numerous buildings, like this just happened to be in their building, that's completely convenient sampling. They did not go outside of their area to get their data. So that's convenient sampling. Next, is there any possible bias in the professor's data collection method? Yeah, there's definitely bias. First of all, convenient sampling is always a possible bias as is. So we can already narrow it down to cross that out. No A, no C. Now, there's no funding going on here. No one's paying for anything. They're just doing a survey, right? So it's definitely not B. It is D, and I'll explain why. So let's tackle the easy ones first. So convenient sampling, we already talked about. It's always a possible bias. Bias wording of the question. If you scroll back up, they asked whether they had used illegal drugs. They made sure to identify that they were illegal. So that is bias wording of the question, because now people are going to be more inclined to say no because they said it's illegal, right? Response bias ties just into this because they're not likely to respond honestly. In any situation where they're not likely to respond honestly, it could be possible response bias. Undercoverage bias is when not everyone in the population has a chance to be in the study. And that is definitely the case here, as you only had a chance to be in the study if you were in this professor's wing right by his office. So say this professor was a business professor and you're not in the business program. Well, you have a very low likelihood of being in the study. So E, describe another way the professor could have collected data. Well, first of all, I would take out the illegal from the question and then put drugs, and then in parentheses include what kind of drugs you want to talk about. Also, I wouldn't have made it face-to-face because people probably don't want to talk to their professor about a face-to-face situation about their drug use. They might be much more inclined if it was like an anonymous survey through like SurveyMonkey or something like that online. So I think a better option would have been just to email out a survey, offered some sort of incentive for doing it, promised that it was anonymous and held true to that promise, and then have them answer that way, and then collect your data. Because then anyone who checks their college email, which should be everyone, would have a chance of being in the study. And I'll type that up really quick before I post this. What is the next question? All right, I'll do a video for that by itself.